Today we're going to continue the video series on breathing devices. Today we're talking breathing tube. With your breathing tube you're going to get two tubes, big tube and a small tube. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take y'all through the few exercises I do on a somewhat regular basis with this, and I'll explain why I do them, and I'll demonstrate them. So the first one I'll do with the breathing tube is just some simple inhales. One more part on the breathing tube, you get these 3 holes on the top. You cover them to change the resistance. So the first thing I do every day when I work with this is I just take some inhales. When you inhale, the ball's going to come up. And it's a visual representation. So the first thing we do is take a couple of breaths. And get the ball moving. As quick as we can, as relaxed as we can. And then I'll start adding a little resistance, which actually makes the ball easier to come up. I'll play around. This just helps me connect with my inhale. It's super simple. I'll spend maybe 15 to 30 seconds on it, just waking up my lungs, getting the air going. So with the breathing tube, you get 2 sides of tubes. I use it for the mouthpiece. You can see the horn mouthpiece. Focus on that. Will fit in there. So will the trumpet mouthpiece. With the bigger tube, you can use it for low brass. So what we're going to do, we just put the smaller tube in the breathing tube, and we're going to buzz. And what's going to happen, when you buzz, the ball's going to come up, and when you decrease air flow and speed, the ball drops. So what it lets us do is it lets us visualize sort of our airspeed while we buzz. One trick with the breathing tube is the buzz alone won't get the ball up. If you go fortissimo really loud, at the end it might kick up. So the trick to working with the breathing tube when you buzz is you quickly exhale, retake with an inhale, and then buzz. So it looks something like this. I always cover the big hole when I buzz. So that's how it works. Again, it's out. So we take our full breath of air, breathe out to get the ball up, quickly retake, and start the buzz. So I'll do that a few times, maybe cover off some different holes, maybe do it fully open, to really work on sort of the equivalency of playing in the high range or the low range where I'm moving a tremendous amount of air quickly. You can look into the TriFlow meter video to understand in ways to work on how air speed and volume impacts registers. The TriFlow is great for that. One final exercise I'll do here, and this is sort of an alternative exercise to using an incentive spirometer upside down, is to work on articulation. One thing I find is that often people, we don't connect the air when we articulate, or we chop it off. So what we do with this, and you can see I used to have a band here, is when you tongue, the ball will drop. And the goal is to keep the ball as absolutely just slammed against this top wall as possible when you buzz. So it looks like this. So to me that was like, that's a pretty good airstream, the ball stayed engaged. If, let's say, I wasn't truly connecting my air, it would look something like this. And not only do we hear a cessation of the sound, we see the ball drop more. So again, it's a great way to visually work on your air stream and incorporating that to your buzz. Then you would take that to your horn and apply it. Again, it's a great tool to help overcome habits, especially for things like articulation. We do all the time. We begin to habituate what we hear as being right. The visual feedback from these is a great way to overcome that.